Okay, so today I'm going to finally do the teeny weeny challenge. And I have been putting off this challenge for like at least a month. This challenge isn't going to have as many drawings as Casey Golden did. She went very, very small. And by the way, Casey Golden is the original creator of this challenge. I'm pretty sure she is. The reason why I'm not going to do as many drawings as hers is because I sort of feel like there's not that much of a point because I know it's going to look bad the smaller it gets. I just don't feel like doing a whole bunch of drawings in this video. That's why I'm doing 5 drawings instead of how many drawings did Casey Golden do? Like 7? It's been a while, so I don't know how many drawings she did. And also, before I get started with the drawing and stuff, here is the character that I'm going to be drawing in this video. I'm going to be doing this one instead of the full body because, the drawing's going to get smaller and smaller, and doing a headshot is a lot easier than trying to cram a full body in a little small drawing. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get started with the painting and sketching and line art. I'm definitely going to struggle with doing the voiceover for this video, and I do struggle with doing the voiceover for most videos because most of the time I do, well, not most of the time, but a lot of the times I do end up running out of audio. And the reason why is because this drawing actually took a lot less time than I thought it would have taken. Which makes no sense, but I thought this, since I was drawing this drawing 5 times, I thought it would take, basically the time it would take me to paint one painting times 5. This was just a lot faster than I thought it would have been, and it's probably because I picked a simple character draw, and that might be because I picked a simple character design. I'm not really mad that I picked a simple design because if I picked something really detailed, then I'd be really mad and stressed, and I'd probably be working on the drawing right now, which at the time I'm recording this is at 12 or something, or probably by now 1, so I'd probably still be working on the drawing. Actually, the design of this character ended up turning out more simple than I thought it would have been, because when I drew it in my sketchbook, I drew it in a little small thumbnail, and I realized that the smaller I drew the drawing, the better it looked. Now that I'm looking at it, I've actually already, and I don't know how long I've been recording, I feel like I've only been recording for maybe max 3 minutes, and I've already talked about 3 points on my script, because I do make bullet point script. I don't type out every single word I'll say for the video, because if I do that, then I'll end up sounding like a robot, because whenever I read something, I sound more robotic, and it doesn't sound good when I try to read things aloud. It just doesn't sound good, and that's just because I haven't practiced, and I'm not really good at it, and nor do I really want to practice. I decided to cut out the line art portion for this video because you couldn't really see what I was doing because my hand was blocking the way. So I decided not to leave it in because you guys wouldn't really be able to see what I was doing anyway. And I decided to might as well skip that and just get straight into the painting, because when I paint, I usually paint at an angle so that way you guys can see. But with line art, I can't really do line art at an angle. And part of the reason why I can't do that is because I've pressed so hard on my nibs that if I do try to draw at an angle, or at least if I try to draw too much at an angle, none of the pigment will come out. And I could fix it by pushing on the nibs and reshaping the nibs, but I'm a little too lazy to do that, and I know I'll just go back to old habits and start doing it the way I usually do it, so I'm not going to really fix it. I'll just talk about right now my thought process when it came to picking out the colors that I did for this character. Well, most of the time when I do paintings, I usually, instead of doing what I did for this video, usually what I do is I pull up a color wheel and I pick out the color that I want to use. I usually pick the color that's across from it, and I just use 2 colors, and then sometimes I might use 3, so I might use the one above it. I don't really know how to explain it. In order for you guys to really understand what I'm talking about is if you just know what I'm talking about, which probably makes no sense. What I did differently for this drawing is I picked a color, which I decided to pick red, even though in this drawing you can't really see, there's not really any red in this drawing, in blue, and then all the colors in between red and blue I would use for the painting. Moving on from that, let's get into the big subject, or the topic that I really want to talk about, because I was thinking about this the majority of the time while I was painting my paintings. While doing this painting, I wasn't hoping it would happen, but I knew it could have happened. I don't really like how the watercolors look. The drawings in each painting look very, very chalky, and I don't like that. It's not a bad thing for them to look like that. It's just I don't personally like how that looks. And it looks like really patchy too, especially when I look at the hair and even with the skin. Not as much with the scarf, but definitely with the hair, skin, and the squares in the background. Even though I used the same mixture, I didn't like change my mixtures in between painting the hair. It just looks really chalky and weird. And I don't think it's my fault. I mean, it could be my fault. If it is my fault, I mean, good. At least I can fix it. But if it is my fault, if it is just the paper and paint's fault, then that might mean I might need to get professional watercolors. I don't really want to get professional watercolors and watercolor paper, because during this whole time when I was painting this, I was thinking like, wow, I really want to get professional watercolors and paper. I know I just said that I didn't want to get those things earlier, like just literally 5 seconds ago, but what I'm saying is I do want to get professional watercolor supplies, but I don't want to pay for it because they're just so expensive. I know to save money, I can just get the warm and cool versions of the primary colors. But the thing is, I'm not even good with mixing with primary colors. But, you know, maybe if I have professional quality primary colors, it'll be a lot easier to mix colors. But also, even with doing that, at least when I was looking at the Daniel Smith's watercolors, they were like $26. And now that I'm saying that price out loud, it is expensive, but it actually, like, it's not that expensive. I was looking online and I saw things that were worse. Not saying the quality was worse, but like the prices were like even higher and scarier. Now I'm realizing after using the Strathmore one, I think, and let me actually compare. Yeah, I think I like how the watercolors look. Wait a minute. Do they look pretty much the same? Right now I'm trying to look at them and compare them, and I'm thinking they might look the same. Oh my goodness. I bought so many watercolor pads and they better not look like the same. Well, I'm just gonna say that, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they look, I know their texture feels different, but I don't know. They look sort of similar. In my video before last, I was talking about saying like the Strathmore watercolor paper was good paper, and it's not bad paper. I think it's a lot better than the Canson Mixed Media because I feel like it doesn't like warp as much. Whenever that warps, it just like has all these weird warps and bumps and stuff, and it just looks a little weird. But when it comes to the Strathmore Vision, it just like curls. I might get some professional watercolors and some professional watercolor paper. I don't want to spend the money, but I mean, I'm going to have to spend the money if I want better, if I don't want it to look like this. Kind of wish I thought about this before I bought all those pads of watercolor papers that I need to use. I could give it to my sister, but yeah, I guess they can just go in the stack with the Strathmore sketchbooks that I bought. I'll probably use it still, but I sort of wish I didn't buy as many. I feel like I don't want to say my opinions on this watercolor paper because I feel like whenever I say my opinions on some art supplies, literally like the next video or a couple videos later, I end up like changing my mind on it and saying like, oh, it's not that good. Oh, it's not that good. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's not that good. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I keep changing my mind. I just changed my mind a little too fast, and I don't know that, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's not a big, obviously it's not a big deal, but I don't know. I feel like it's a big deal to me because, like, I feel like one minute I'm telling you guys, oh, this art supply is a good art supply, and the next minute I'm like, oh, I don't really like it that much anymore. And then the next minute I'm saying, oh, it's actually not that bad. It's actually pretty decent. And you know, I can't really make up my mind. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not the best person to do reviews or anything because my mind just changes and changes. So when I was thinking like, oh, these watercolors and the paper is just not turning out the way I want it to, and it's just not looking the way I would like it to look, I was thinking like, well, maybe I can just move on to some different mediums. So honestly, while I was doing the painting, I was thinking like, well, maybe I should just give up watercolors. And you know what? That was a big statement, but I was saying like, maybe I should give up watercolors because, you know, I'm not satisfied with how it's looking on the paper, and you know, and also I always struggle with picking out colors, but you know, using a different medium is not going to help me pick out colors better. But I was like, maybe I should just give up using watercolors because I don't want to buy professional ones. I was thinking like, maybe I can try to work on acrylics and maybe I can try to work on like digital art, which that's one thing I do need to work on. I don't know, I just can't imagine myself just doing only digital art. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys liked how the drawing turned out. I definitely did not know what to do when it came to shading the scarf, but you know, that's okay, it's okay. I tried to, in this drawing, distinct light source, because most of the time when I do drawings, I don't have a distinct light source. I mean, I don't know what type of light source I have, but I tried to like shade things as if like the light was coming from the top right corner. I don't know if I did too well on that. I definitely need to study on lighting and stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one, which don't know what I'm doing for next week's video. Definitely not going to be a sketchbook tour because I'm still not done with that thing. I probably won't be doing a sketchbook tour on my sketchbook I'm working on now till like the end of September, or maybe in the middle of September. I don't know, who knows. I mean, I'm still struggling to finish that sketchbook, so